The ocean is always changing, and multiple factors change how fish act in a socio-economic way. Now, let's start with our introduction. Greetings viewers of our documentary. I'm Leo Nicholson. Today we will explore our research question, which is, what are the implications of changing ocean currents on global fisheries, including shifts and migration patterns, and the potential socio-economic impacts on coastal communities reliant on specific fish stocks affected by these currents? In simpler terms, how does the water temperature and movement of ocean currents affect the fish that live and interact with each other? Stay tuned because you will learn a lot. Before we race into things, let's get into a little vocab. Temperature gradient, the smooth change in temperature. Thermohalone, circulation, global currents affected by circular and temperature and salinity. Communities, groups of species living in a habitat. Migrate, mass moving of an organism. Birds and fish both do this. Food security, food being readily available. Upwelling, the currents from the bottom bringing nutrients to the top for all the organisms to feast on. The currents, movement of water. This applies to ocean currents where the movement of ocean occurs. Bycatch, accidental catch. This occurs when fishermen try to catch one thing but they end up catching another. And while you also catch the bass, you end up catching squid as well. Now, let's dive in. Now for our first topic, ocean temperature. Temperature gradient in the ocean affects fish migration patterns as the temperature affects the marine habitat. Thermohaline circulation creates diversity in different communities. Fish usually migrate to colder environments as global warming makes it harder for them. A specific example is the Atlantic mackerel, who used to live closer to the equator for warm water, but now they migrate to northern areas like Iceland and Greenland so they can live in the colder environment. Currents control the flow of nutrients and fish migration through upwelling, which sustains and provides food to coastal communities. Now we're going to throw it on over to Ethan with our second topic, currents on fisheries.
Second topic, ocean currents deeply affect fisheries throughout abundance and distribution. A specific example is cod fisheries in the North Atlantic. The moving currents make them move north to colder environments.
Thank you, Ethan. Now, let's get on with our third topic, socio-economic issues. A part of socio-economic factors is mating with certain species. Mating can be changed as larvae can be spread to the wrong species and unable to be fertilized. An example of this is the clownfish that rely on currents to spread their eggs. With the currents changing, they cannot spread eggs correctly, and they might end up in a fisherman's bycatch. Now let's start with our conclusion. Today, we learned a lot. We learned about the ocean temperatures affecting fish migration, how the currents move fish communities, and we also learned about the mating of clownfish being changed by currents. Thank you for watching, and we hope you learned something today.